Hey, Reed, thank you for getting set back up, man.
You're welcome. Sorry I canceled it so fast when saw the request.
Oh no, it's all good. I didn't even know that the request what there was a request to cancel. So I saw that I was like, oh crap.
All right, happy to help.
Thank you, man. Mm. Welcome back, Vic.
Hello.
Oh, well, sorry about that, Redden. Thank you for grabbing this for us.
You're welcome, guys.
LFX is a weird one. If you cancel a meeting, sometimes things get weird in the meeting.
I know.
I've been there before, man. Let me get this. I'll put a copy of this link into the chat notes too, in case.
It's fortunate this is a meeting I care about because otherwise I would say, oh, got a free hour. I wouldn't
Actually, yeah,
even check
you
back
can
in.
tell we all care about it because we were all like, oh, we'll just come, we'll get this settled instead of being like, yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. I just kept it moving. I'm like, oh.
Oh, that means not happening. Oh, we'll be back. But I did want to talk about the office hours actually, because I wanted feedback or thoughts on how we did overall and how moderation
Yeah,
was.
that's what I want to talk about. Yeah, I want to talk about that as well. So I felt like we needed to do a quick sync.
Quick debrief. How do you think it went overall today?
Um, I liked it. I always say I wish we can get a larger audience for that kind of stuff. But overall, I think it went well. I say a larger audience because I would love to get more questions.
Yeah, like it's a hard one, or not a hard one. Yeah, it feels hard to me to lead that one kind of in ways because like questions help more than questions help a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, helps us with a different thoughts on different things, right? The perspective that we give could be very linear, um, and questions help expand expand the thought a little bit. So,
Yeah, and we're all see things from our own perspectives. So having a large like someone else be like, oh, wait a second, I haven't thought about it from that angle, or hey, let me try and address this over here.
Are
yeah,
y'all
Vic, how
talking?
do you think it went? So go ahead.
Oh yeah. Are y'all talking about the event, right? The panel?
Yeah, the office
Oh,
hours.
great. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was good. I enjoyed hearing the different perspectives. I had to leave early though.
Mhm.
I actually had a point I wanted to bring up too, and that's partially why I'm here. So I am a part of a startup and I'm the community manager for it, and we've been hosting our own events as well as like onboarding for people interested in joining our project. And one of the events that I'm working to plan is called the Future of Cybersecurity, where we'll have somebody, our startup co-founder, who is a big advocate for open source and what our work is around, along with somebody from government, who's maybe less familiar with open source, but like starting to warm up and learn more about it. And I thought it would be great to get a voice from OSSF too, um, as well. And it's like a part of a series that I'm planning just called the Open Source Cybersecurity Series. From what I've gathered from the events I've planned, there is definitely a need or desire for the term open source and cybersecurity like in the same sentence and like building more community and opportunities around it.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
I could dig it. Take a pick. I mean, I'm sure any one of us would love to love to assist and be a part of it. Who would you like to grab first?
You got your choice.
Fair. I can drop something in the what's it in the Slack channel, and maybe if anyone in particular is interested and available. I have like some rough dates on the calendar, but um what's it before obviously I made anything official, I wanted to check in on time zones and everything because our work, like I'm based in Austin, Texas, but the two co-founders, one's in London, the other's in New Zealand. So it's really interesting trying to find a time that works well for everyone.
Yeah. Well, drop that time in there, and then of course that's going to impact a lot of our calendars. But I mean, any one of us would love to help you with that. So drop all that stuff in there. My fear is that if you say, "Hey, does anyone want to participate?" We're going to all raise our hands. Right? I'm not sure.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna feel it once. Yeah.
That's fair. Maybe so I have an idea of like, what's it? We already have like certain voices that we're thinking of including, so maybe I'll be more specific and say, hey, is there someone who can like speak to this specific area?
Mhm.
But yeah, I thought yeah, it would be a great group to include just because of all the work that OSSF does. And then I like that this group in particular, just its existence, I think is really important.
Mhm.
And just to grow the kind of just like grow the overall network and community around these sorts of things, I think is important.
Yeah. Good.
Agreed. Do you happen to know when you're planning on doing that cybersecurity event series? And like any other details on that, let me know, and I can see if our marketing team can amplify it as well.
Yeah, for this particular one, I have some current dates I'm looking at right now, and I can drop a link to in here. I'll drop a link to our community calendar that I'm
Perfect.
working on. It's pretty public, at least like it's a public Google Calendar spreadsheet. So for that event, it's co-creating our futures, and we're looking at May 16th in Texas in the UK, and for New Zealand, it would be May 17th. And then I have various time zones listed because yeah, we're
I understand.
it's been really fun figuring out and yeah, hosting that. So yeah, you can see a general if there's anything too y'all are interested in on this calendar, feel free to ping me. I'm everything that's above the red line is stuff I'm currently planning and below is like tentatively pending.
That's awesome. No, I
Yeah.
definitely
So
want to.
this is a Friday. Friday at what would be 1 p.m. I'm assuming 1 p.m. my time. That I think that works. Let me take a look at the calendar here. What I usually do around 1. Yeah, no, I do nothing at 1 on Fridays.
So cool.
So if that
Really,
time holds, I mean, you could potentially get me.
Awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed your perspective too, because you have some of that government background as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Awesome. I'll keep in touch and I'll be sharing more of an overview too as we're moving forward. I think we already have we already have our government speaker, Abhinaya, in the New Zealand government, our moderator. And yeah, I just really wanted to reach out from somebody here and um, share and figure out how to plug in.
Cool.
that's awesome. And yeah, anything else coming down the pipe, if you ever need people or looking around for other people for the series, let me know because I'm plugged into a lot of our work groups and things. And I can help connect people with things.
Awesome. Yeah, I know later in the year I was interested in let me see, something more about the ecosystem, and I saw that OSSF recently released the I think guidelines for security and open source projects, and I shared that in our Slack too, but I haven't gotten the chance to really dig into it yet.
Awesome. Yeah, that's like a Krob and David Wheeler joint, and that would be yeah. I can volunteer them to speak whenever, basically.
Awesome, appreciate it.
Cool. Okay. So I did want to talk about, so we covered that. I wish there were others here that could talk to their thoughts about the office hours. I want us to do more of that kind of stuff. Also,
I should have prepped more my questions. They were pretty generic, I feel like. I think I should have prepped those more, but I think it still went well.
yeah, yeah, and I'm still trying to think through um that hour for us to provide space. I don't even know if we're if it's even feasible, but I'm still trying to think through that one. So that's an hour that's outside of office hours
Mhm.
that we can get folks in the room who are, excuse me, nervous or scared or worried about their jobs or they're frustrated with their organizations. I don't know. I don't know how to thread that
That
needle.
would definitely be like a non-recorded situation.
Right.
Yeah, like one for people just to collectively
they can be
talk.
open about and have open discussion and be able to speak freely and then really get, get either vent or really get that good, so, if they want support, get that good support. If they just want comfort, get that good comfort, but in an environment where they can be as vulnerable as they want to be and as candid as well. You know,
Let
some
me
of these
noodle on that as well, because I've been thinking about it's a hard one, but I agree. Like that's very much needed. I'm trying to figure out what a good format for that is and when.
Yeah, I gotta think that through. Um, let's see. Aside from that, the CFP I believe is in for North
Yes.
America. Are we doing
Yeah.
something for Europe?
Europe is the CFP is not yet online, but we should do one for Europe as well. So let me add a link to filling out as well. I don't think I have those up yet. Let's see. Not yet for Europe, but it'll be up soon for Europe. But we are going to have another Community Day Europe, and we are going to have a booth there as well at SOSS or at Open Source Summit Europe. So in the coming weeks, I'll be sending around a survey to the various working groups and things, collecting information on if anyone wants to demo or has presentations they want to make sure are included at the booth in the slide selection. So that'll be coming up.
Oh. And I think we did get our the funding was approved for the summer cycle
Yes.
um
For
for our
mentorship?
mentees.
Yeah.
So if we Kahil, how do we go about that? I mean, is there a application process or something like that? Or
Give me another day or two to get back to you on that one, because the mentorships one is the one I'm least around right now, and I know there's processes behind it, but I don't know they are yet. So give myself an action item.
yeah, that's going to be really, really, really cool to get mentees in and have them actually work and be able to fund them. I can't wait. That's actually
That's
kind of
huge. It's been a long time coming that we've needed for quite a while, and yeah. Jay, random side note: are you going to VolnCon?
I will not be at VolCon.
Okay.
I am sidelined from all conferences this year.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, budgets, man. But budgets are so bad that they
Yeah.
just flat out said unless you are mission critical at these things, um, no go.
Okay.
Yeah, Prince, that's something that we've been talking about. Um, we didn't hear you earlier. That's something that we've been talking about for some time. Um, you know, the rub is that being an open source organization, we have to adhere to rules and stuff about how open we are and making sure things are recorded. This particular subject matter today is so sensitive, and we can speak in a form where things are recorded and be as politically correct and be as on message as we need to be, but some of the stuff isn't message centric, and there's a lot of fear, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of a lot of just sadness, man, and sometimes you can change the things you can, and then accept the things you can't, right? But you still need an environment where you can be human. Um, and being human oftentimes means, you want to be uncensored, man, and just it's not like you're having an actionable situation around your frustrations. It just means you need a space where you can be frustrated. I mean, around people who may generally be able to sympathize, empathize, and then provide some level of comfort, you know, around a mutually experienced situation. So yeah, we're working through that. See how see if we can't pull that off. Be a hell of a feat.
And that's really cool. I wanted to know if it could also be a space for people who are frustrated about getting into like the cybersecurity field. I mean, I've been trying that for, and software engineering field as well. I've been trying that for like quite a long time, and
Well,
hopefully I
that's
came
what
up.
office hours is for, man. I mean, office hours in general is to help with that stuff. If your frustration, so it actually will be around what level of frustration you're experiencing, and then of course what we're able to do, or can we do something about that, or can't we? Um, that's a whole different animal, believe it or not. Maybe not that different. Maybe two sides of the same coin, depending upon depending upon what's being experienced. Um, but if oh, I'll give you an example. I'm shaking my fist I'm shaking my fist openly outside in the middle of the day at the sun. I'm waiting for the sunset so I can shake my fist at the moon. I'm doing all kinds of stuff, right? But that's about, the politics today, a politicizing of very social issues is about, doesn't matter how, nothing changes but the time and the date. There's the creative ways, the creativity that has gone into administering the same crap, is it's mind-boggling. So when you know when you know history, and you know the history of things, and you know the context of certain things, and you can, the greatest thing they ever gave me was a book. So when you read and you study, and you really are ingrained in it, and you see that as thing nothing changes. The circumstances may, the clothes may, the language used may, the verbiage may, but nothing about it changes, and it has the same stink. And you sit there with that, you can't help but to be pissed off, but
Yeah.
then realize that you have to then, um, as that evolves, so must you. So the ways in which you combat, the ways in which you um, go on the defense or the offense, or the ways in which you move around, and then how you move, that needs to change as well, right?
Yeah, like
So
you have to change with the structure changing or
yeah.
the norms.
Hmm. Um,
Yeah, that,
but when it comes to just getting into cybersecurity in general, and you're going based off of your location and where you're at currently, what's available to you there. You're dealing with circumstances, where are you located, Prince?
yeah, I'm in Ghana at the moment. So
In Ghana. So being in Ghana, and I got you, Vic. Being in Ghana, right? You're trying to break into a field where I don't know if cybersecurity is everywhere. First of all, it's everywhere.
yeah.
What type of employment opportunities for cybersecurity professionals are there in Ghana? I would imagine there to be a vast number. I'm not sure if it's as many as other places, um, but the market getting saturated in Ghana, I believe, would be a lot faster than things get saturated here. But when you look at the amount of cybersecurity positions open globally, it is mind-boggling how anyone has a problem still getting into this space today. But there is a problem. Now, why is that, right? That's something that we have
For
to think about as well.
yeah, for me, it's. I know like there are a lot of open positions or openings in the field. But then coming from a non-traditional background, like for most people, especially from Ghana, you go through the traditional route, go to the university, offer a computer science degree or something, and then they get into the cybersecurity. I do not have that, so
Mhm.
it's a bit frustrating and challenging for me to get into the field. Like coming from my
So,
background, I'm a more of a self-taught person. I am a self-taught Python developer, and I'm trying to get into the space, learning from there.
so there
And
are a few certifications, and then I'll pass it off to you, Vic, because I know you got something important to say. There are a few certifications. If you want to get into the field and you're not traditional, you didn't take a traditional approach. There are a few certifications that you can get that will automatically give you some type of credibility. One is the OSCP. Um, the OSCP is a 24-hour exam that's focused on hacking. You got to break open 5 boxes in 24 hours. One of which is a mandatory box, which is a buffer overflow box. Now, I'm not sure if they still do it that way today. I know that test has maybe evolved a bit. I still have an open subscription where I sit there and break open the box once a month, just to make sure my skills are sharp. But that certification is one. The CISSP is another, right? So if you get the ISS, I can't remember what it is. There's an associate one, an ISSP so associate. If you get that, that'll give you so the people who are looking at you and understand you have a foundational understanding of information security. You get the OSCP, that's a practical one. There are a few other ones out there as well. There's a few from EC Council. There's a couple from CompTIA. There's a couple more. These ones are hands-on, actual. You have to break open boxes type stuff. Um, you
I
get your hands on that. Those
yeah,
are.
okay, please
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
huh?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, you get those, and I'll give you a few more in a second, though. But I want Vic. Vic has been waiting patiently. Go ahead, Vic.
Oh, oh wait, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, um, I guess to like Prince's point, as somebody who's working at a startup but on an open source project and trying to grow community around it, definitely I've been in open source spaces for a while as just like a contributor and like organizational leader and everything. Um, and at least from my own experiences, like building and making like connections with just other people in the space has been like the number one thing. Like all of the jobs I've gotten, even the one I have right now, was from like volunteering and showing up at spaces. And I understand like being in Ghana, I don't know what it's like there, the tech scene or the cybersecurity scene. It might be kind of hard. So that's partially why I am at least like trying to start hosting events so there's more opportunity for people to like meet others that are in the space and like come together, even if it's not onboarding for our open source project, because I do think like seeing faces, making connections for people who are already in the industry or like know people who are in the industry is like a good like just referral and references is like so strong. And I honestly, I don't even like cold apply to anything, even though in the past, like I've needed work because it's just been like silence or rejection. And I know in the US, there's a lot of, that's happening a lot right now because people in tech are actively losing their jobs or people in government are like actively losing their jobs. So I guess like I'm just kind of sharing that I am interested in like this broader, like how do we create networks of support and provide resources. I know that the Slack for OSSF has like a jobs kind of board thing. And even for Arachne Digital, I've been thinking like, how do we start to curate at least companies that we trust or people who are in companies or organizations that we trust to like point people to find opportunities? Because I think those like connections are a lot stronger than like just saying like, hey, check out this job board or whatever. It's like, oh, we know somebody here, or we worked with these people, or these people care about open source, or we can give you a reference to at least talk to people. I think is a little bit stronger than I don't know, just like a list of potential, cold resources. So I just want to share that is something I'm trying to think of, Prince. So I'm happy to be a sounding board or um, think of ways to support you because I think that's how we like support others in this space as well.
Cool,
Yes,
cool. Thank you. Yeah,
Vic is on
okay.
the team. But
Mm, yeah, cool. For me, one thing here, especially in Ghana, it's you see the certifications you were mentioning, Jay, like they are for someone coming from Ghana. It's those certifications are really high to reach because the resources alone to be able to get there, they are a challenge. I would say, because in the first place, you don't even have a job. So how are you going to fund certain things? And if you're coming, if you are like caring for yourself and all that, it's and then there is also the currency issue where I mean like trying to convert most of those certifications are in the dollar and trying to get those certifications are a real challenge here. So yes, when it comes to learning, like the learning opportunities, I think there are a lot of resources on the internet where one can learn, but then it all boils down to having like financial resources and other opportunities to be able to get into the space. That's that.
yeah, okay, so I got you. Um, that's an
Yeah.
interesting. Uh, that is. I want to say that's hard. That's not as hard as you think. Um, so Vic's approach to network and finding building pathways to create networking opportunities um, that could elicit uh, more resources, right? So instead of just cold resources, being able to network and get yourself out there and then voice, some of your needs and things like that. You never know who you meet in these rooms, who may be able to, give some level of support or some level of, you know, in a way of a scholarship or something like that. Um, you never know who you meet like that. My thing is, so what I would do in your position, in your particular position, and I'm gonna say it like this. In your particular position, what I would do is I would start with um a list. If I had the resources, this is what this if I had the resources, this is what I would this is what I would like to do. If I had the resources, this is what I would like to do. Keep it handy. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, because you'll get into some of the sessions that Vic is starting up. You'll get into some of the sessions that we do here. Um, you'll get into them, and you'll start talking to people, and you'll start talking about your financial constraints, right? And people want to see you successful because they get to know you. They're like, no, you're a smart guy. You want to do this kind of stuff, and we want to help you do it. Well, what kind of help do you need? What can we do to get you there? If you just say, well, I need money, that's not gonna. I mean, they're gonna say, yeah, true. But if you say, I would like to get these certifications to help me get to this place, right? So you figure out what part of cybersecurity you want to be in. What do you want to focus on? What do you want to actually do? And this is the kind of education I need to do it, right? So this is what I want to do. This is the education I need to do it. Now you have an elevator pitch, right? So when you're talking to people who might be able to potentially give you, help, right? And then I say scholarships. So you got some scholarships, you got some things like that, and because you're in Ghana, I'm not sure about what kind of grants are available to you there. I don't know what the grant process there, what the financial assistance process is. I don't know that. So what I'm telling you to do is, what I'm helping you to do is fish outside of that to individuals who do this stuff um, just off. Okay, I'm gonna be more specific. If you look up www.mindoftthings.org, mindoftthings.org, you look that up, you're going to come across a website. It's not much. The website is not much. It's it's a rinky-dink website. I'm gonna say rinky-dink website. I can say rinky-dink website because it's a website that I put together. I put this website together for no other purpose than to help young Black and Latino children who want to study STEM. I don't expect anyone to do anything with this site. I put this site up. We're on a recording, so I'm not going to go deeper than that because what I will tell you, I make it my business to put money in kids' hands to help further their educational initiatives. And I don't do BS stuff. So you can't blanket. I need this. No, you got to tell me what's it for. Period. I need to understand what's it for. I need to understand what you want to do with it. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. And I don't, coming from what I come from, seeing the things I've seen, doing the things I do, I don't know why I've been blessed like that, but I've been blessed and I share. But I don't give into the ether. So if you have a plan, if you have an objective, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to do to get it. This is how far I've come. This is how far I still have left to go. I need this to be able to get this to help me do that. I can do something with that.
Great.
Am I
And the
making,
reason I brought it
am I being
forward
clear about what I'm
earlier,
saying?
that's amazing, Jay.
Thanks very much. That's really
Oh,
solid.
don't thank me for a thing. And then see, here goes the beauty about what I just said to you. It don't require a please. It don't require a thank you. It don't require nothing. I'm not doing anything. You are. I'm just helping where I can. It don't require a please or a thank you. Because guess what? Thanks means I did you a favor. I ain't doing you no favors. Like I
You're
said, I
doing
don't give into the ether.
that. You put your work
You know
in,
what I'm
Prince.
saying?
Yeah.
I don't give into the ether. I'm not doing you a favor. You're doing the work, and I'm seeing the work you're doing, and I'm saying to you, man, I see what your effort is, man. I see what you're doing, and damn it, we could all use a hand up. And what's the point of what's the purpose of being blessed the way I have coming from what I come from if I can't reach back? But I'm not pulling you up. Pulling you up means I hurt myself. That means my back hurts. No, your foot's already on the run. Your other foot is on the run. I'm just making sure you don't slip off. You can do that. Am I making sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank
Prince, if you want to like brainstorm or need help thinking through things, also ping me as well. And I think this is not telling too much, but Prince actually got one of our first travel scholarships for OpenSSF, and he will be
Oh,
attending
wonderful.
BoneCon this year for the first time, which is why I asked about that one earlier.
Oh, wonderful, man. So see, you're doing it already. You're networking already. You know what I mean? You know, that what Vic said, that's a monstrous thing. And you have the capability of networking. Things are virtual now. You're going to be showing up in person. You're going to be getting yourself out there. Now, what do you do with it? The work has to be yours. It's got to be yours. You can't just come 10 and expect somebody else to come 90. Nah, man. You got to go 90 and somebody else going to come 10. And inside of the office hours, I believe I made a reference to a house. I can't remember. Did I do the house one, Kahil, where I talked
Front door,
about,
back door, or the basement,
you
perhaps.
know, that crack in the basement, that crack in the basement window? See, I learned a lot of things when I was a kid. I came up like that. I came up, you know, unfortunately, I had to do some rugged stuff, some stuff that's you know, I'm not proud of, but it's a part of my chemical makeup. And I could teach it now. And I could teach it in a way where no, you don't got to do that, but you got to do that. Meaning cracks in basements. You're going to be at Volcon.
Yeah.
You're actually on the Volcon. I know a
Sorry.
lot of folks there.
Okay.
You have a wonderful opportunity to shake some
Yeah,
hands with some
Probe
people.
will be out there too to meet Crob as well, and a bunch
Yep.
of other folks. Yeah.
You have a wonderful opportunity to shake some hands with some people, but you need to come prepared. What is it that you're doing now? What is it that you want to be doing? What have you done to prepare for that? How much more do you have left to go? Right? You got to come 90, man. You got to come 90.
I'm so glad you're part of this group, Jay, by the way. Like, it's great having you here.
This, yeah, today, like this is a big
When when
component.
when Christine Abernathy and I sat back a few years ago, and we had the education sig, and we were doing some of the education sig, we always dreamed of like, hey, we need to blow this up. So this has been long. Well, when we got it started, it was happy days, and then of course rifts started happening. But
Yeah.
this is needed, and it's needed for stuff like this. Um, Prince, man, I can only give I can give you the game. Um, and unfortunately, the game for us is a little different. So the stuff that I'm telling you to do, it's not. I'm not. I'm telling you what to do, playing the position you're in. Is
Mhm.
this the way that it happens for others? Absolutely not. But this is the way it's going to happen for you. You got to come 90. Interest ain't enough. Interest gets you the scholarship. Interest gets you the Volcom. You understand?
Hmm.
Come
Yeah.
prepared. Come prepared. What do you want to do? What have you done thus far to do it? How much more do you have left to go? And what do you need to get there? Be prepared. You should be able to say that in 30 seconds or less. And when I say 30 seconds or less, I'm talking about conversationally. I'm not talking about rushed, desperate, you know, a desperate rush to try to get it out. Somebody can hear you. No, I'm talking about you're shaking hands. Somebody talks to you. You're just having a conversation where you're talking to them. Hell, you might even throw them a compliment or say, "Hey, that talk you gave was so important, and I really enjoyed it. You know, it resonates a lot with me with some of the things that I'm trying to do." And this now and then they're saying something back to you, saying something back to you. Conversation should take no more than 2 to 3 minutes, but in 30 seconds of that conversation, you should have been able to tell that person what you want to do, what you have done thus far to get there, how much more you still have left to do, and what you need in order to do it. I said this to you 4 times already. I haven't seen you write this down once. I'm just saying. See everyone else is off camera. You're on camera, so unfortunately, I can see what oh god.
No, I know this is recorded, so yeah. Honestly, I watch the recorded stuff again. So yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying. It's just recorded, so you watch it back and then you know. All right, cool. Cool. Did that help though? Did what I say help?
Yes, yes, a lot. It makes a lot of sense, and I believe if I put that into practice, it should get me where I want to reach.
Um, maybe that and then some.
Sorry.
I wouldn't limit yourself. I would allow yourself room. I would allow yourself room for all for alternatives. You know, when you're just starting out, you have no idea. You have an idea of what you think you want until you actually start doing things, and then you may need to pivot. I would allow yourself room for pivoting.
Yeah, things come up, you discover new things, or like you find a whole opportunity you didn't realize existed.
Yeah. All right, we got 3 minutes left. Anybody else have anything they want to add for the good of the conversation? We didn't think he'd make it a full hour. We did. Um, Anybody else have anything else they want to put out or talk about?
I think nothing else for this week. We have very little agenda items, but this was great. Fantastic. Also, as a heads up, we can always, if we want to not have a recording online, not have it online, just as a heads up for this meeting. I'm fine
Ah, okay, cool.
pulling down one individual sessions we need to, just for it's sensitive topics oftentimes as a head. Yeah, just in general.
Excellent, excellent. So we'll keep that in mind and see if we can't press forward with that other meeting. Prince, I'm going to give you some homework. You got 2 weeks for it, right? Because we meet again in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I want you to give us your 30-second pitch on what you want to do, what you've done thus far towards doing it, how much more you still have to left to go, and what you need in order to do it. I'd love to hear that in our next meeting.
Sure. In our next meeting, yes.
You got 2 weeks.
When's
You got plenty of
Volcon?
time.
When's
Sorry?
Volcon? When is Volcon? Isn't it this month?
End of April.
No, it's April.
Oh, it's in
First
April.
week, first week and yeah, between first week and
Oh,
second week.
wonderful. So this is right on time, isn't it? Damn.
Exactly.
Mm.
The
Yes.
home April 7th through 10th, so it's perfect time for like prep warm up ahead of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is right on time. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So yeah, for our next meeting, Prince, we'd love to hear it. I'm sure Vic will be waited with bated breath, just waiting. Just we'd love to hear it. Good preparation for you too, Prince, right? So this will help you prepare for your meeting with everybody at Volcon and help you prepare you know, putting yourself out there in a way where people can know exactly who you are, what you want to do and everything else, and then be able to provide avenues and ways to get the resources you need to do it. Right?
Yeah. I thanks very much once again, even though you are saying I shouldn't say necessarily say. I think it will also be a great addition to my introduction when I'm giving the talk. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All
All
right.
right.
Thanks
Well,
very much.
9 a.m. Thank you all very much. See you all in a couple of weeks. And when we have, what is it? Office hours next. We have office hours again next week.
I don't. Let me see. I oh god. Don't see it for next week. We might have it the following week.
No, we got.
27th.
Oh, 27th. Okay, 27th. All right, cool. Yeah, that works. All right. See you all next couple of weeks, and then of course in office hours as well. All right.
All right. Take care and
Yeah.
see everyone. Slack if needed.
Bye.
Bye.